Hello everyone, welcome to another video. I finally got around to recording one. I do have a few stored that I have to post, so this will probably be posted a little bit after them. But today I'm going to be showing the care guides on microworms, all cultured the same exact way, but they're a little bit different from each other. So I'll be showing how I set up each individual culture. So let's get started. Alright, so first you're going to need containers. You can use something small like this, or you can use something like this. We have a lot of fish, so I just recently got these new containers. They're really nice. I fell in love with them when I saw them, so I got like 6 of them. And I'm going to be making 2 microworm, 2 worm, and 2 banana worm cultures. So your containers, you're going to want to wash them with water or vinegar or something. First, something to cut a hole with. Then you're going to need something to cut the hole with and something to cover that hole with. Breathable material, paper towels, shop towels. You can drill holes in them too, and then stuff them with polyfill like we have here. Anything that really prevents the bugs from getting in. So I like to cut the holes and then cut a piece of paper towel to put over them and then tape the perimeter of the paper towel with tape. Regular paper towels rip super easy. You can use coffee filter, it's more durable, but I really like this, so I'll be using these. I believe I have some tape. Maybe, maybe not. Definitely not. But there's some tape down here, so I'll be using that. Then you also want oatmeal, or you can use Rice Krispie cereal, or you can also use instant mashed potatoes. Anything that is made with water. Well, not anything that's made with water, but if you use oatmeal, make it with water, not like milk. So that's what I have here. I have a big container of it. And this is optional, but yeast, instant yeast. I got this big, well, it doesn't look big, but there's a lot of yeast in here. And this, all that the yeast does is like speeds up reproduction of the worms, so you just get more numbers, which is what I want. What I'm going to do first is move some stuff off to the side. I'm going to cut the holes in these lids using a knife. Looks like a box cutter. It's definitely a knife. But box cutters work. You can also drill them. So I'm going to cut these holes. Not on this surface, so. Alright, so normally I use tape, but the tape's upstairs, so I'm just going to use these stickers. We have a couple thousand of them, and we don't use them a whole lot, so I'm just going to be cutting these stickers. And it'll make a lot more sense in a minute. So I have my 6 lids. I'm going to take one. A piece of paper towel. This is shop towel, that's why it's blue. Yeah, that was wrong. Cut a square about the size of a hole. And I've seen people cut a small square and only actually cut in 3 sides of it and make it a flap, and then put their breathable material under the flap, which I'm going to try sometime, not with these cultures. But I'm going to take this sticker, line up the paper towel, and kind of just cut it. I'm going to cut this one in 4ths cut this sticker in fourths. And this would, just think of this as an average piece of tape. So that's that one. I'm going to do the other ones real quick. Then I'm going to show you how to actually set up your cultures. I'm going to start off with microworms, and I'll explain those. And then Waltz worms and banana worms are pretty similar. So I got all the lids cut. Well, I already cut the lids. I got all the lids taped up. So first I'm going to start off with microworms, and like I said, I'm making 2 of them. So I'll set the other ones aside. Bring the oats over. I get 2 containers. I could take the labels off. And let me show you an example of one of our running cultures. This is one of our microworm cultures. And as you can see, the oats go up to here, and then all along the side above that are what you take, or where the worms are. And that's how you harvest them.
Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm showing you how I culture microworms. They're very simple. All you do is just run your finger or a Q-tip or pipette along the side of your microworm culture, and you can either put that in a small container of tank water, or you can put that directly into your fish tank if you only have a couple that have fish that require microworms to grow, or you just want to feed them because they're really great all-around live food that are for small fish. Thank you. Goodbye.
You just like run your finger along the side, but I'll show that soon. So take your 2 cultures and your oatmeal or mashed potatoes, whatever you're using. Put like a good inch, 1 to 3 inches. I know most people don't make them in this big of containers because this makes a lot of worms. But I'm just going to scoop a good couple clumps into the containers. And you want the consistency a little bit more runny than what's here. You don't really want it sticky and clumpy like that. But it's going to water down, so to speak, as you have the worms producing in there. So I think you'll be okay.
Hi. So when I was exporting the video to edit it and whatnot, half the video was like just gone, like went on a walk, like not coming back. So I don't have the other half of the video, but I got half of it explained. So if I can break it down right now, I hope it makes sense to you. I'm gonna insert a 2.5 minute video at the end of this clip right now of me a couple months back setting up a culture without yeast and a little bit of a smaller scale. So I'm going to break it down right now, and hopefully it makes sense, and I will insert a video, a clip, 2.5 minute video at the end of this clip, basically breaking down me setting up a culture really, really quickly It's got a voiceover on it and whatnot. It was from a couple months ago. So, and it's not used with yeast because yeast is optional. But from this point in the video where I was just putting the oatmeal into the container, after that, like I got all smoothed out, it was like an inch or two of oatmeal. Then if you're using yeast, which just increases the reproduction rate of the microworms or Walter worms and whatnot. If you're using yeast, then you just sprinkle that on top of the oatmeal at this point and kind of mix it in if you can. Or while you're making the oatmeal, mix the yeast into the oatmeal while you make it and then let it cool down. I think that works easier. So obviously I let the oatmeal cool down because you don't want to like burn your worms or whatnot. So from this point, if you want to add yeast, then you do it then. And then you add your starter culture. I do it right into the middle of the container and then spread it out. And then should be at the most 2 weeks. Most of the time, it only takes a couple days or maybe a couple hours for the culture to get started. And you'll see the worms start to climb up the sides. And slowly but surely, you'll get a bunch of worms onto the side of the container. And that's when you harvest them. And there was a clip that I put into the video not that far back, of another voiceover video of me harvesting the microworms, which the same applies to Walter worms and banana worms. They're all cared for the same way. The only difference between the two is Walter worms and banana worms get to a 1/16 of an inch, and the microworms only get a tenth of an inch, so a little bit bigger. So basically, you put the starter culture in, smooth it out, and you should get worms crawling up the sides very soon. And then after that, you just you keep feeding them, and then after a month, you'll want to reculture your microworms, which is the same as setting up a culture, which is just getting a new container and putting a scoop of the old culture into the new container, and that will be your starter culture, a scoop of the old culture. And that will get the new culture all started up, and then you are good to go from there. You can toss the old culture, and you'll have your fresh new culture going, and your worms will last forever. And it's a nice, cheap, easy way to have food for babies, and some small adult fish will eat microworms too. But don't make one certain food their only diet. Give them some variation. So for our fish, we raise them on live foods specifically. And then we go to dry foods and frozen foods as well. You want to give them a nice variation. But live foods are definitely very healthy for the fish, and they keep the water a little bit cleaner. And some people say that makes the fish healthier overall, which would make sense because they're live foods. So I hope that breaks it down for you enough for you. If you have any questions, my email will be in the description. You can also comment some questions, or if you'd like me to make a video about, another video about microworms or any of the oatmeal worms, so to speak, I can definitely do that and get that out as soon as I can. So just let me know if you need that. So now I'm going to insert the 2.5-minute video of me a couple months ago making a voiceover video of microworms. So hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm talking about how you can set up your very own microworm culture, or you can reculture your culture after a month or so. So microworms get about 1/10 of an inch, and they can stay about room temperature. So they're super nice for the fish room or the average household of any kind. So before you do anything, you want to poke holes in your lid, which I clearly did not do here. I actually ended up doing that after the video because that's what I always do. And I'm putting oatmeal mixed with quick oats mixed with water in this container. You don't want to, you can use instant mashed potatoes or Rice Krispies, but you only want to use water. You don't want to use milk or butter or anything, depending on which product you're using, just because it's not good for the worms, what I've been told. And I'm using oatmeal, which is the common substrate medium to use. It also smells the most, so if you're looking for the, less scent, you can always use instant mashed potatoes with water. And I have a whole video about harvesting them, so you can go check that out if you'd like. So the next step is just flattening out about an inch of oatmeal, and then I take my old culture. So if you're reculturing your culture from last month or the month before, you want to take your old culture, take about 2 scoops out of that, and put it into your new culture, like I'm doing here. If you're starting up your new culture, then I would suggest, it's basically the same thing. Think of those 2 spoonfuls as your starter culture in a bag or whichever container you get it in. You just put it in the middle of your container, and you can sprinkle yeast on there if you'd like. I've never used yeast, but apparently it ups the production of your microworms. So maybe you should check that out. Each female microworm makes about 45 babies each day. So once your new culture starts up, if you're reculturing, you want to toss your old culture just because it will get bad. I've seen some people just add in new oatmeal to it and make it last for a little bit longer, but eventually it will just crash. And I have a whole video of harvesting them. Basically, they climb up the sides and you wipe them off, put them in your tank of choice, and yeah, I'm pretty sure that's it. And they eat the medium, so they eat the oatmeal, so you don't have to worry about feeding them. Yikes. That video was from quite a few months ago, and I didn't post it because it's not that great of a video, but it's in this video now just to get the point across of how to set up a microworm, Walter-worm, or banana worm culture. So there you go, and thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed, and have a great day.